You're a mum, you're a busy mum. Come listen to the Busy Mum podcast. Life hacks and inspiration for the busy modern mum.
In this episode of the Busy Mum podcast, I speak with Alicia of Mint Peach Media. Alicia is a work-from-home mum and has had several businesses in the past. She knows exactly what she wants out of her life and isn't afraid to change things to make them work better. Let's dive in. Hi Alicia, welcome to the Busy Mum podcast this morning. How are you?
Awesome, thank you. I do have a sick little one, so sorry if she coughs while we're recording this.
That's okay. I'll try and edit it as much as I can if she coughs a lot, but that's all right. Everyone knows, when you've got sick bubs, you just got to make it work, don't you? Oh, there she goes.
Yes.
So, Alicia, just tell me a little bit about yourself.
I have been in marketing for forever, it feels like. I pretty much started marketing with drop shipping when I was in high school and selling lingerie online. And then I did end up going to university to do a business degree in marketing. And from there, I went from working in an agency, Queensland Tourism in their marketing department, and then went on to other large corporate companies like Freedom Furniture, Norco Rural, so we looked after Sara Lee and Streets Ice Cream and Nimbin Cheese. Went over to do some PR and marketing for NASCAR in the States. And then I've come back as a franchise manager when we moved back to Australia for some service-based businesses. Mm-hmm. And now with my second bub, I'm doing some agency work for myself, so created my own digital marketing agency, and that's been going really well for the last few months.
Wow, you've got quite a lot of experience there. You must still love the whole media spectrum then.
Yeah, I find it interesting because, different platforms change all the time. Even within the different platforms, algorithms change. So it's kind of like a little new challenge every few weeks. And it is just such an awesome platform, especially digital media. I've got a lot of experience with, the old school marketing where you do mail outs, newspaper, back when Yellow Pages was the thing. And really, this is probably the best time to be in business. This is the most affordable marketing and advertising's ever been. It's the most able to be targeted really specifically with digital marketing. I really feel like at the moment, even if you're a stay-at-home mum that want to have a small little online e-commerce store, you have a chance to compete with the bigger businesses. Back in the day when, Yellow Pages was the thing, that was so expensive and so hard to break into the market, whereas now it just feels like a world of opportunities opened up.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with you there. You say digital media, but for our listeners, what is your specialty in the digital media space?
Facebook and SEO, so like ranking in Google AdWords and organically in Google.
Yep.
So Instagram I dabble in, but I don't specialise in that. I feel like that's probably better left to the younger ones. But I do know all the basics and how to manage a Instagram campaign and build followings. Facebook and SEO is definitely my thing.
So do you have any tips for, say, someone's doing a Facebook ad? Are they better off to boost their post to their current audience, or are they better off to go straight into that power editor confusion and create an ad from there? Which would you recommend?
I never boost posts. I feel like that's Facebook's way of making really easy money from people that don't know how to do Facebook ads.
Sure.
In my experience, they just don't really convert very well. I always do it in Power Editor, but in saying that, which type of conversion or lead or click campaign that you do depends on what business you are. An example I will say that I see all the time is the biggest mistake people make is focusing too much on interest-based when they're doing their Facebook ads. Mm-hmm. So I do a lot of work with service-based businesses that are not very sexy, like pest control.
Pest control.
I've had a few clients come to me saying they've used agencies in the past and Facebook ads just haven't worked. And to me, I'm just like, how could Facebook ads not work? If you're doing them correctly, they 100% will work. So I've gone into their back end, had a look, and the agency has done what I see a lot of people do, is they've focused their ad on likes. So they've gone people that like pest control. I guarantee you, if you have a mice problem in your house, you currently don't follow a pest control business that you like on Facebook. No. It's just something that you wouldn't follow. So I see that a lot of people targeting interests, and their business is related to something people are not generally going to have an interest in normally. Even chiro and dental, those type of clients, they've done the same thing, targeted people that like chiropractic stuff. I use a chiro all the time. I don't think I have to follow any chiropractic pages on my Facebook at all. So what I do in those cases is I do I season their pixel. So we do whatever radius they want to service, say 10 kilometres around from their salon, clinic, business, and we do a little video ad for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Then I do a remarketing campaign that's targeting the people that have watched at least 5 seconds of that video.
Yeah.
And then we do offers and things like that to those groups of people. Because otherwise you're relying on Facebook making assumptions about your target market, and you're potentially missing out on a lot of people that would use your service. So that's how we've done it. So you do have to invest a little bit for a week or two, but you're going to get a really good, solid pool of people that you may have missed out on doing the traditional Facebook targeting.
So you're basically geo-targeting people.
Yeah, if you're a service-based business, obviously e-commerce has the total different way to target people. But a lot of service businesses, definitely geo-target it broadly and then narrow it down with a remarketing campaign.
Mm. And how, like you said, a video ad. So, how are you doing the video ads? Are you getting the actual proprietor in there going, "Hey, come down to my shop"? And
it's a mix. Some just do not want to be on camera at all, which is totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would use, I don't know. I'm always surprised people don't know about this website, but Fiverr.
Oh yeah, I know Fiverr.
Yeah, when people don't know what it is, I'm like, oh.
You don't know Fiverr? You haven't lived.
It's amazing. And I just use proper presenters to do a script. So I'll write a little script for them. They do a little video, send it to me, and I add that into the ad. And then I top and tail it with a kind of intro and an outro for their business. If they don't want to be on video, or I get them to use their Instagram influencers just to do some little pictures, and then it's just kind of like a rotating film of pictures, if that makes sense.
Yep, that makes sense.
But yeah, the best ones that do convert is literally the owner or the operator just doing like a little selfie video, and then I edit that kind of nicely.
Yeah.
So because people really love to see who's actually doing the service, and they just convert so much better.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you've seen them on Facebook and then that person rocks up to your house, you kind of go, oh, I feel like I know you already.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just trust as well, especially when it's like pest control, mechanical, something like that. It's you putting a lot of trust in that person to do a good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's where, they just convert. I know it makes them feel so awkward, but once they get over it and then they see the results, they're really quite happy with them. And then you find that they start doing more videos and stuff, even on their webpage, because it's really nice to have a little video introduction on your webpage, and you can just reuse it on a lot of different platforms.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about, so if you've got a product-based business, so you've talked about service-based businesses, what would you do differently for a product-based business?
It would depend on the niche as well. So it's quite hard to have like a broad overview of what you would do. Let me try and think of an example.
What about toothbrushes? Okay. Say we're selling toothbrushes.
Okay, so toothbrushes. I've actually got a client that I'm working with at the moment that's doing bamboo toothbrushes and charcoal toothpaste. Yeah. So with theirs, we are looking at Google Trends, because I really don't like to guess things. So I always go to Google Trends before I do any campaign, and I type in different search terms that we think people are typing in for her product. So at the moment she was kind of using her brand name, but because it's new, it didn't really have much searches and people wouldn't really relate to it.
Yep.
So then when we looked in, we were like, okay, charcoal toothpaste. Maybe people just are typing in that. They're not. The most thing they're doing is going natural teeth whitening.
Oh.
And then on top of that, teeth whitening was way higher than natural teeth whitening. But then when I looked at related queries under teeth whitening, natural, organic, eco were the top 5. So that's where I was like, well, it's obviously still quite trendy to even general teeth whitening. People want natural results. So we ended up sticking with just teeth whitening as the main focus keyword for all the ads and everything like that and all the hashtags.
Beautiful.
Rather than her brand name, and then rather than charcoal toothpaste, because people just aren't doing that. So with hers, we used the Instagram influencers, and we made a nice little video ad of the influencers using the toothpaste with reviews, and then we had a intro pack, so it was a little bit discounted to get 2 packs, because you don't want to give too much away the first time.
Yeah, you still need to make that profit, don't you?
Yeah, you definitely need to make the profit. So we did, buy 2 packs, get it for X. And then we also did in her sales funnel an upsell of signing into the subscription. So you get a new charcoal toothpaste every 3 months on automated subscription that was discounted.
Yeah.
And that was like a little upsell that we'd have in her sales funnel. With targeting, we kind of went quite broad again. Obviously, it's not geo-targeted, that one, because she can sell from anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So we did the same thing, video campaign, remarketed people that watched 10 seconds, but the initial target market, we did people that liked beauty, general teeth whitening, and a few different beauty bloggers on Instagram.
Beautiful.
And that worked really well. So we tried not to go to natural, organic and things like that, because in my experience, people that are already following those pages are already generally doing that type of stuff with their teeth, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so they've already purchasing that product.
Yeah,
from somewhere else.
I've already got a charcoal toothpaste because I'm kind of in that space and I've been using it for years. So seeing an ad of charcoal toothpaste isn't actually going to interest me, even though I already use that product.
Yeah.
So you always got to kind of think about the buy cycle and where buyers will be, because her instinct was to go people that like yoga, like clean eating, like this and this and this. Whereas, yes, that makes sense, but it makes so much sense because they're already using that product.
Yeah.
So in hers, we wanted to go, okay, because eco-friendly, natural type stuff is on a trend upwards, which it has been for the last couple of years. So we're trying to target the younger demographic who are into beauty and all of that stuff, who have higher disposable income to spend on beauty products, who possibly aren't using a charcoal toothpaste at the moment. And that's what we've done with hers, and that's worked really well. So you always kind of got to think outside the box and, yeah, just the psychology of where buyers are and who you can target, who isn't using your product at the moment, because it's quite hard to switch people from a beauty product. It's easier to move their money from one thing to the other. So rather than switching brands, it's like banks. It's really hard for banks to get new customers. So they try and keep you with offers and incentives. But it's the same with beauty. Like foundation's really quite difficult to get people to switch from. So I really didn't want to try and compete with people that were already using different brands, because then it becomes a price game as well.
Yeah, you don't want to race to the bottom either.
No, definitely not. So if we were competing with people that were already using charcoal, it's totally going to come down to pricing, because really it's charcoal. Like there's not too much difference that you can offer. Obviously your marketing and packaging and everything's very pretty, but that's going to appeal to someone that's not already even using it. And her branding was quite sexy in general. Like had really attractive girls, younger girls, and the people that she's using as influencers were beauty bloggers. So it made sense to target that younger demographic who potentially were using like Colgate whitening or those artificial gels that you put in your mouth that are chemicals. To that type, that's what we've done for e-commerce. So yeah, e-commerce, you always got to think of who you're targeting, where they are in their buy cycle, and yeah, always be prepared to do a remarketing campaign, because you've got to go broad. It's like fishing. You've got to throw your net out and then rein it in a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
Very unlikely that you're going to just throw your one little line in and you're going to hit a giant fish straight away.
That's a really good analogy, actually, and hopefully that will resonate with some of the listeners. Now, what was your business called?
Mint Peach Media.
Now, can I ask, how did you come up with Mint Peach Media? Like, how did you come up with the name?
I thought it would be fun to have like a little marketing campaign about fresh results for sweet returns, because mint is fresh and peaches are sweet.
Oh, very cool. I was actually going to ask you, because isn't also a little bit off topic, the peach, emoji, isn't that for like, a Kim Kardashian butt or something? I was thinking it might be something to do with that. But yours
now
is
that's
much
all I'm
more
going to think of, so thanks. But yeah, I just thought it would be like a fun play on words, and MPM was quite easy to remember.
Yep, no, that's really good. So, Alicia, just describe to us what your typical day looks like.
It is usually getting up quite early before these guys wake up, apart from days when she doesn't sleep because she's sick. But yeah, I'll try and catch up on some emails about 5, and then it's the usual mum stuff from 6-ish, school runs, and then usually outside to catch up on some work. And the work changes a lot per day. Some days it will be just graphic design. Some days it will be doing a lot of SEO reports, setting up Facebook campaigns, designing a website, or just going in and checking how campaigns are performing and retargeting and doing some new ones. So, and then pick up the little man at 3-ish and then do the mum stuff again, and then try and catch up on quotes once they go to bed, which is once I do lunch and everything about 9 o'clock-ish, after I get a shower and all that fun normal human stuff.
Yeah, feeling normal again.
Yeah. So it's kind of a long day, but I'm grateful that I can still be there to drop them off at school and pick him up, and she gets to hang with me during the day, so that's always nice.
Yeah, because I believe I actually found you in a Facebook group, and you posted a picture of yourself with a computer and a baby attached to you. And I can't really recall what the post was about, but you got quite a lot of engagement on that post, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was. I guess a lot of people resonated with that.
Yeah, well, you kind of did it a little bit in a comical way, and we're all like, yeah, we've totally been there before.
Yeah, especially with people kind of getting, I think, a little bit ripped off. Like I had a lady that got quoted $15,000 for a website, and just really didn't need that type of pricing for it. She could have just had a Shopify store, and it would have been a lot cheaper.
Yeah, well, we run a Shopify store for our other business, and for my podcast, I use Squarespace, and I'm no way like IT smart or anything like that, but I still managed to pull it together, and it didn't really cost me anything apart from the hosting. I think. Yeah,
exactly. Like I get that. It does take quite a number of hours to put a website together, and if you've got an agency with staff and rent and all of that, yeah, definitely can add up. But just the amount of people that are getting charged $20,000 for an e-commerce site or something like that, it just seems crazy. Obviously, if you need like custom integrations, it makes sense. But a lot of people, they're paying just crazy amounts for a Shopify store.
Yeah, well, that's because they're none the wiser, really.
Yeah, exactly.
They're getting ripped off.
Yeah.
So what's the best advice you've received so far, Alicia? It can be personal or business.
It'd literally just be, if something's not making you happy, don't do it. That's my uncle died really young a few years ago, just from a random heart attack. Mm-hmm. He was really fit, and it was completely out of the blue, and it just really changed how we outlook on things and what we do. And if it's not making us happy, we're not we just don't do it. I had a salon and a cafe a few years ago, and it just wasn't what I expected or hoped. It took me away from my son so much and my husband. I guess I just underestimated the prep time with food businesses. Obviously, I've marketed food businesses for a long time, but just massively stuffed up and underestimated how much work a cafe is. And we also had the beauty salon attached to that as well. I love the business side of it and meeting the people and the creative side, but I just hated the prep work and the late nights and the early mornings. So even though I poured so much heart and soul into setting it up and building it, one of my friends asked me, he's like, oh, how is it going? And I went, if I have to make another batch of donuts one more time, I'm going to slip my wrist. And he's like, that doesn't sound very healthy. And I was like, oh my God.
It doesn't. Why am I here?
So I was like, oh, that's it. No more. And then a month later we sold, and that's it. And yeah, we just kind of went, no, if it's not making us happy, don't do it. My husband left a mining job a few years ago as well because he was missing out on so much when Hunter was a baby, and just left and then started his own business. So you just do it because worst case, we're in Australia and we literally have been born into the biggest luxury ever, really.
You're right.
We've got so many safety nets to help us. So if you're not going to give something a go in Australia, you're never going to give anything a go. We're literally just so lucky. We always say it when we go to one of the public parks with free water and this and that and barbecues, and you're like, this is free because we live here. It's just obviously we pay taxes, but really it's free. Anyone can use it. It's safe. It's nice. It's lovely. So even if you have no money, you can go to a free park and have a nice weekend with your family.
Yeah.
And I think we just get too caught up in getting scared of what ifs, whereas our what if in Australia is pretty safe. Yeah. You've got Centrelink. Really, if you fall massively flat on your face, you've got Centrelink.
You've got Centrelink.
So yeah, we're pretty lucky. I just can't get over how lucky we are here. We've lived in quite a few different countries, and out of everywhere, we are just so blessed here.
Yeah. Well, you're right. I'm in total agreement with you there. And, I wouldn't call those businesses that you had a failure or anything like that. They're massive learning curves that you've learned obviously quite young, whereas people don't learn that sometimes, ever.
Yeah, we were a bit crazy to try and pull that off with a little 2-year-old. But I think because we were young, we still had that mindset of we can do anything. So we just went,
you're naive to everything.
And it was fine. Literally, if I wanted to be away from him, it would have been fine. It would have been an okay business. So it did well, but I just didn't want to be away from him. I know that they grow so quickly, and that's why I just was nope, I'm not going to miss out on these times to sell some cupcakes and do facials for people. So and then went back to marketing, and it's a much better life balance, I think.
So do you have time to read books, or do you watch Netflix or Stan?
We watch Netflix. Not much. Usually when I need my brain to stop thinking.
Yeah.
So I'll just watch junk. It's not like I watch super educational stuff on Netflix.
Queer Eye,
books. I'll read more educational books. But Netflix, no, that's just my brain can't stop thinking about a campaign or a design or something, and I need just to be able to sleep. So I'll just watch some junky comedy or something, and I'll be able to go to sleep.
And are you cooking each day as well? I know you hate cooking cupcakes and donuts, but
no, yeah, literally just before I spoke to you, I just finished making pancakes for Hunter.
Yeah.
So, so still cook every day, still do the dinners every day. Some days the dinners are a bit half-assed, but we get there. But yeah, no, definitely still doing all the normal mum stuff, which is sometimes quite tiring.
It is. I mean, I look at what my kids eat some nights and I go, wow, that's really uninspired. It's food. It's still colourful, but it's really I didn't spend that much time doing it. And you know what? If I spend time cooking a roast or doing a lasagna or something like that, they don't eat it anyway.
I know. I guess I'm not hungry. You're okay.
Oh, no, I don't like that. or they'll look at it, cry, and run away. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, this is delicious.
My favourite is breakfast for dinner. Who wants bacon and eggs? And he loves that. Yes, that's so easy.
Tick. What's one area of your life would you like to improve? It seems like you have improved quite a few areas already, but is there any niggling things that you think you would like to improve?
Definitely fitness. I don't have heaps of time to go to the gym. Before I had my second baby, I was at the gym quite a lot. But since having her, still definitely need some work in that area. Like, we go for walks and stuff, but I do miss like the full-on pump classes and that type of thing. I feel a bit soft at the moment. But you know, it'll get there eventually. So we did try her in crèche for like one thing, and I lasted like 15 minutes and was like, I feel like she's crying really bad. Walked in and she was bawling her eyes out, and then I felt guilty, so I never went back.
Yeah, I know. But they put on a show for you. I've had my 6-year-old girl, I've got 2 daughters, and she started kindy this year.
Aww.
So it's going well, but like drop-offs, it's still that little show for me with the tears and the don't leave me and please just walk me to the room. And I'm like, no, I'm not walking to the classroom, because that just perpetuates that anxiety for her. And it's like, oh my God. But the teacher says as soon as she's in the classroom, she's happy. And I'm like, oh man, you're a little, no.
I know. It's nice though. It makes you feel loved.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you love me, you want to be near me, but I really need my time, like, so badly.
I know. Yeah. So I will miss this time where she's with me all the time, but then I remember how easy it is to concentrate and get stuff done.
But, you know, I think the time that you spend with them, they don't forget that, like, from a cellular level, and they know that you're the safe place. So even my 9-year-old still goes to hold my hand, which is quite nice. Whereas,
that's sweet, yeah.
Yeah, some 9-year-olds are like, F you and go away. You know? Yeah,
they stay quite close to you. Yeah, because my son is still a huge little snuggler and wants to do everything with you. So it's nice.
It's nice. So what's the one thing you do each day, like a life hack, that makes your life run smoother?
It just definitely has to be tidy the house, because I get into a rhythm with work and playing with them. And if I don't clean the house in the morning, it's just chaotic by night time, and then I've got extra to do. So I just, try and run around, do all the mum cleaning stuff.
Yeah. So
and then
like
I can just focus
15-minute
the rest of the
clean
day.
or something like that?
What's that, sorry?
Do you do like a 15-minute clean, or like how long are you cleaning for in the morning?
I probably just like do 30 minutes. Yeah. So it's like run around, put the washing on, put washing out, dishes, do the dog, like just general tidy, do a sweep. Because even though I sweep every day, I don't know how the floor gets so messy. But I swear if someone came over in the morning, it look like I haven't swept in like a week. Yeah. I don't know what happens. But, so just do like a general tidy. And then, it's all done. Cool. I don't have to think about it for the rest of the day. If I'm really awesome at parenting or adulting that day, I'll try and put like a slow cooker on, and then I feel like one life that day.
You get a little reward chart, put a star there, and like, yes, 10 stars.
Yeah, it literally
and
feels like I feel like I message my husband and I'm like, oh my God, dinner's already done. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm amazing. But yeah, most of the time I don't get like that. It's like she's like a little time bomb, because you've got that window of when your son wakes up to go to school, feed them, drop him off, and then do the housework, and then she wants to go down for a nap. So, when she's napping, I generally like to try and do either like client calls or something, because it does get a bit hard when she's awake.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I've got 3 quick questions, and then I can let you get on with your day. Question number 1, have you signed up to any websites that you're actually finding value in receiving their emails?
I try not to do the whole sign up to website thing, because I know I don't read them. At the moment, it's sadly just like the Shopify training, because at the moment I've just focused a lot on WordPress, but I really want to know the ins and outs of Shopify more. So, just learning a lot about their stuff at the moment, which is interesting, because I do give like general tips as well about what's working and case studies and stuff for other businesses in Shopify, which I always find interesting. Generally that's what I try and do. If I'm trying to learn a software, I'll sign up to their training, like MailChimp or active campaigns, anything like that. I'll sign up to their free training and do that, which is always, they're not trying to sell you anything apart from their service that you're already a part of. So I always find it's quite value added, whereas a few times when I followed other businesses, it's always seems a bit like, oh, here's my really long-winded story in email. If you want to know how it turned out, sign up to this. And it's like, oh, God, I just wasted 5 minutes reading that.
And you're in the sales funnel.
Kind of avoid it now. Which is sad. I could be missing out on some good info, but I just get a bit annoyed with the whole pointless 5-minute long email that doesn't tell you anything.
Yeah, I don't like them either. And then, like, if you sign up and then you get another one of them that doesn't actually give you any information, and then you forget to unsubscribe, and then you just keep, like, on month, keep getting these ridiculous, stupid emails.
Yes. I love Unroll Me. That app is awesome.
Unroll Me?
Yeah, it's like an app, so if you're enrolled in, like, lots of junky stuff, it just summarizes it all and you can quickly unsubscribe from everything.
Oh.
And then it puts all the ones you kind of want to be a part of but don't want filling your junk mail up into one email, and they give you a synopsis of all of them.
Oh, my God, I've never heard of that. I've typed it into your answers and I'm going to have a look at it.
Do it. It's the best. I love it. It's a lifesaver, and it just, it keeps my inbox nice and neat.
Yes. What is the one piece of advice you would give your pre-baby self?
Just work hard. I think I laugh when people don't have kids and they say they're tired.
You're like, oh, tired.
Oh my gosh, you're so not tired. It's just, but obviously you don't know. I just remember working real hard. It's especially because I was in corporate, you work really hard during the week, and then weekends were just for parties.
Yeah.
And now it's like, if I just use that time to build an empire back then, life would be so much easier.
Yeah.
But you don't know. And maybe I needed that time so I don't regret working hard now. Who knows? Things happen for a reason.
Yeah, and I mean, you're still quite young. Like, I think even at 40 or 50, you're still quite young. Like, because people are living a lot longer these days. And if you work hard, the rewards will come,
Yeah, exactly.
And you've got to work on the right things. You can't just be busy for the sake of being busy. You've got to do those things that are money generating. Usually the things that you hate doing, do them first.
Exactly. Because you get too tired by the end of the day.
Yeah. As one of my friends said, eat the frog first. I think it's a
I've heard a lot about that saying in that book. So I haven't read it yet.
Oh, is it a book?
Okay. Yeah.
Eat the frog first. I have to look at that. I
love that you know that saying, but you didn't know it was a book.
Didn't know the book. No, because my friend came into the office yesterday and I was talking about productivity, and she goes, eat the frog first. I'm like, eat the frog first. Oh, it's just I don't know.
Everyone raves about the book, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Okay. And last question, what is the most useful and useless baby items you have?
Baby carrier, I don't know how people survive without them. She just lives in it, and so did my son, just all the time. And the useless is a cot. Even with my second daughter, I still stupidly bought one because it looked cute in her room, and then it just became a washing basket for putting clothes. It's just, literally pointless. He never slept a single night in his cot, and she is the same. She never slept a single night in there.
You think they're going to be different, right?
You always go, she might like sleeping in her cot. No, they just want to sleep with you.
They don't like baby jail. They just don't like it.
No. I put her in it once, just before we sold it, as a giggle, and took a photo. And she was just like, what is this? This is weird.
Get me out of here.
So that was it. We got one photo. So it was probably my most wasteful thing I've ever bought.
Yeah, that's an expensive, wasteful item as well.
Yeah, it looked pretty. It looked pretty in photos. The one photo I took.
Well, thank you, Alicia, for being on the show. It's been a very enjoyable morning talking with you.
Yeah, you too. Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Busy Mum podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. You can follow me on my Instagram account, thebusymum_podcast, or on Facebook, which is thebusymumau, or subscribe to my iTunes account, which is also the Busy Mum podcast. This episode is brought to you by Australia's newest ladies' leg shaving brand pins. Perfect pins, pits and private bits don't have to be neglected this winter. Maintain your hair and enjoy soft, smooth skin. Check out the website today, www.pins.com.au.